Ever noticed how when you start focusing on something, let's say a red car, you start seeing red cars everywhere? Did universe manufacture red cars overnight? No. Your focus just tuned into something which was always there. Now imagine happening this with your money, love, success, and everything. What if I told you by constantly observing and focusing on something, you are actually influencing it to show up? Science says that's exactly what's happening. You are telling me that life just happens to you. Everything is just random and you have no control. Well, let me introduce you to something called observer's effect, aka the scientific proof that your thoughts and your focus are literally shaping your reality. This is not just some woo-woo manifestation talks, this is science, baby. Because once you understand this, you will never see the reality the same way again. Imagine you're throwing tiny particles, let's say electrons, at a barrier with two slits in it. On the other side of the barrier, there's a screen which shows where these electrons are landing. Now, scenario one, when the scientists were not watching. When the scientists were not observing the experiment, the electrons were behaving like waves. Instead of passing through one slit or the other, they were passing through both at the same time, creating a weird pattern on the screen called interference pattern, which only waves can create. This means that electrons in their natural state existed in all possibilities at once. This is called superposition, aka infinite potential, aka pure consciousness. Can you relate it now? Scenario number two, when the scientists were observing the experiment. When the scientists placed a device to measure which slit the electrons will pass through, everything changed. The electrons stopped behaving like waves. Instead, they chose one slit to pass through as if they knew that they are being watched. The interference pattern, remember? It disappeared on the screen and now you could see only two lines pattern, which you would expect from any solid balls passing through two slits. Am I making sense to you? What does this mean? This means that reality changes itself whether somebody is observing it or not. The electrons were existing in all possibilities until somebody observed them and they collapsed into one single reality. In simple terms, your observation influences how your reality takes place. How this ties to manifestation? The way electrons existed in all possibilities, the same way your reality exists in all versions. It's love, wealth, sad, happy, struggling, successful, everything. It's all out there waiting. But the moment you focus on one version, you collapse all other possibilities and make it into one reality. The question is, are you going to focus on the life you want or the life you fear? Because whatever you choose to focus on, it becomes real.